to say. I want to yarn. I want to inform. We are here today as concerned Nigerians to do the needful. Gentlemen of the press, it is with great sense of commitment we are gathered here today as patriotic Nigerians who believe in the unity of our country, with the view that the only way forward for our nation is unreserved patriotism to the country Nigeria. For the past 60 years of existence as a nation, Nigeria is bedeviled with corruption, insecurity, natural disasters like flood, poor power supply, and lack of patriotic leaders who are ready to make necessary decisions to take Nigeria to the next level. In view of the aforementioned, we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, have come to appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari on his commitment to the nation and sincerity of purpose in governance. We have decided to make sacrifice for the betterment of our future, the future of our children, and generations yet unborn. We have equally demonstrated that we are ready to go along with every policies of government once it is for the benefit of all Nigerians. By supporting the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to fully deregulate the downstream sector of the oil industry, otherwise known as fuel subsidy removal. As great Nigerians, we have resolved not to be ungrateful, not to be used as agent of destabilization by the anti-people's forces like the generator importers and oil marketers, sponsoring campaign against the federal government over genuine policies of government aimed at ameliorating the long sufferings of Nigerians by putting to an end fuel subsidy corruption and unstable power supply in the country. We wish to send a strong advice to the organized labor, the Nigeria Labour Congress, and the Trade Union Congress to publicly commend President Muhammadu Buhari's led administration for daring the subsidy cabal in removing fuel subsidy and the implementation of the service-based principal tariff of electricity distribution company in order to exonerate itself from being beneficiaries of the pervasive corruption that has crippled Nigerian economy over the years. The NLC, TUC, and their cohort must prove to Nigerians that the increment of about 13 naira per litre as a result of the deregulation of the downstream sector of the oil industry is against the poor masses. It is not against the poor, but the rich. So the rich were coming secretly to incite the poor against the federal government. We are better informed now than ever. It will never work again. We are not ready to destroy our future with our own hands. As Nigerians, we all crave for stable power supply to boost industrialization, which in turn shall provide massive job creation. We make bold to say that NLC, TUC, and other well-placed Nigerians should stop bullying the federal government over a genuine policy. Those criticizing the government over subsidy removal are not doing so in the interest of we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but for their personal gains. While labor union should threaten strike, we do not send anyone to strike nor protest on our behalf. The government is implementing policies for the betterment of our future. We all know that things are hard at the moment, but it will soon be softened. There is a price tag on every increment and every achievement, and we are ready to pay the price. These policies are not against Nigerians, but against the thieves stealing from our national treasury in the name of oil subsidy and unrealistic power projects since 1999. It is worthy of note that the Buhari-led administration has not only won the heart of the ordinary Nigerians, but has rejuvenated the consciousness of patriotism among us. That is why someone could say, suffering and smiling, yes, we are, definitely we shall overcome the successes of tomorrow. It is of global knowledge that the Buhari's administration inherited terrorism, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and natural disasters, especially flooding, from the successive administrations. There is no doubt that we have made advanced progress on the aforementioned areas. Gradually and steadily, we shall overcome all challenges as a nation. The global oil demand had continued to decline even before the COVID-19, which is rampaging the world economy. It has worsened with almost total decline on the global demand of oil, which Nigerian economy depends for survival. President Buhari could not do much as the COVID-19 pandemic is a global threat to human existence and the world economy. We urge all well-meaning Nigerians to continue to support Mr. President, especially at this critical era of COVID-19. All we need at this moment is patience and patriotism, investing for the future. Remember, when President Muhammadu Buhari took over power in 2015, the nation's economy was under recession with high inflation rates. Today, we have not only bounced back, but has overtaken South Africa's economy as the biggest economy in Africa. In the area of food security, we have made tremendous progress in food production. If not for the government policy on agriculture, Nigeria would have been in trouble during the COVID-19 lockdown. The ban on importation of rice and frozen food has not only given birth to indigenous farmers, but has provided organic, healthy rice and bread for our consumption. We appreciate God for his loving kindness. We thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his steadfastness. It could be recalled that the immediate past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, His Royal Highness Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, had warned the previous administration on the impending danger if fuel subsidy was not removed. He emphasized that the then federal government could continue to pay fuel subsidy till 2015, and it will not still come down. But the next government, which is the Buhari's administration, will be saddled with a debt burden which it cannot maintain. He insisted that there is no difference between removing subsidy and not removing it in the economy. Show me the cost of removing subsidy, and I will show you the cost of not removing it. Yes, we have come to agree with Sanusi that the economy of Nigeria must be revitalized. And the only way we can concentrate is by total deregulation of the downstream sector of the oil industry. Sanusi still maintained that government was paying 1.4 trillion naira, which was 1/3 of the entire government expenditure as oil subsidy, what we do not have. The pain is, it ended up in the pocket of few corrupt Nigerians. We agree with him completely that subsidy is a scam and must be stopped. We make bold to demand of the federal government to prevail on the distribution companies to meter every household at no cost to Nigerians. The burden of paying for meter should not be on the consumer, as it is the property of the distribution company. This, we believe, will encourage Nigerians to save energy, as individual regulation will naturally be applied. And finally, more worrisome is the recent Global Terrorism Index, ranking Nigeria as the third most terrorist country in the world. This is a serious concern to all Nigerians, as the war against terrorism must be won. Banditry and insurgency must also be won. Mr. President, we are aware that the war against terrorism is ongoing. It must be stepped up if we must rid our country of terrorism. It is a public knowledge that if things are not done fast, Nigeria may overtake Afghanistan and Iraq in the global index of terrorism. We know much is being achieved. We need more commitment and demonstration of capacity in defeating terrorism. banditry, kidnapping, and general insurrection. We believe Mr. President has the capacity to safeguard lives and property of all Nigerians, and the time is now. I had an interaction with somebody who buys fuel 50 liters for a week or two. And where we calculated it, the increment of 160 naira from 145 to 160 naira is 15 naira per liter, which is obviously about 700 naira or 800, about 800 naira increment. And this is to show that if you transport your goods before now with 1,000 naira, you have to count the number of goods that you are transporting with the increment of just 800 naira per day. So it is a sheer wickedness by the business class to punish Nigerians and make selfish gain by increasing any product as a result of this increment. You will agree with me that if you take, let's say, 50 liters of fuel to transport your goods, you may just take like 52 or 5 liters to take it. Can you now distribute the remaining costs on the goods and see how it will increase? It will be some cent and percent. But it is not happening in Nigeria. But I want to agree with you that the people who are in the subsidy corruption are the same thing as the bourgeois importing food and doing other businesses. They try to sabotage the effort of the government so they can return back to their corruption by trying to inflict hardship on Nigerians. But the time is very short because there is no going back. All this they are doing is just for the meantime. Nigerians have returned to agriculture. So in a short while, we may not even be requiring much food from the market. Why we basically came out today to demonstrate in support of the government policy is as a result of our being informed about the implementation of the service-based tariff. We are aware that most poor people don't have light up to 12 hours. So this does not affect the poor man. It affects only the rich man. And now that you have said that the distribution companies do not discriminate, but they give to every household as it is. I have not gone to do the findings, but after here, we personally visit a distribution company with one of my people who are mostly average Nigerians to also confirm this allegation. And if it is found wanting or to be true, we shall also march to the National Electricity Regulatory Commission to ensure the implementation of that particular service order. That the poor, when we say the poor, we, the poor Nigerians, we are the average Nigerians, we must not pay for what we do not consume. And that is why we are insisting that government should prevail on distribution companies so they can meter every household and we monitor what we consume. If NLC should go ahead to declare strike over the fuel subsidy removal and the service-based tariff in the country, it has also come to prove to the world that NLC is part of the subsidy corruption and the rot in the electricity sector. And I will assure you that we, as a people, we came out here today under the umbrella body of the patriotic, national patriotic movement. We are Nigerians, we are patriotic, and we must, as a matter of fact, take some necessary actions. Part of the actions we are going to take against NLC will be a legal action against the body of labor.